Do you know what's defeating you every single day? It is not the world. It is not other people. It is your own anger. You lose your temper just because of one sentence. You throw away an entire day because of one small thing. You let your emotions control your life. And deep down, you know it is destroying you. Weak people react by instinct. Warriors react with discipline. But you are somewhere in between. You want to be strong, but one insult and you explode. You think anger proves you are right. But in truth, it proves you are not strong enough to stay calm. Listen, anger does not protect you. It only ties you to the small things in it, so you remain small. Have you ever asked yourself, why does one tiny incident ruin my peace for an entire day? Because you have allowed the outside world to control your mind. Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events, but you have given up that power. You have handed it over to anyone who annoys you, a stranger on the internet, a difficult coworker, a family member, someone unworthy. All they have to do is act against your will, and they can control your emotions. They pull the strings. You jump. Think about it. Is it worth losing your peace just because someone did not behave the way you expected? No. Never. You were not born to react like a slave to emotions. You were born to master your mind, to stay calm like steel, to walk through chaos, and remain silent and still as a mountain. Here is the first step. Admit that you have a problem with anger, and that does not make you weak. It proves you are brave enough to change. If these words resonate with you, if you have ever woken up and told yourself, I want to control myself, I want peace, then this is the video you need. The 8 Stoic rules that follow will not only free you from anger, they will turn you into someone unshakable. But if you are not ready to discipline yourself, you can stop here, because the rest is for the 1% who dare to master their emotions. You have been ruled by emotions for too long. Now, before we begin the 8 rules, you need to understand one truth no one tells you. Your anger itself is not the problem. The problem is that you do not know where it comes from, and you do not know how to control it. Inside your brain, there is a tiny part called the amygdala. It was designed to protect you from danger. A wild animal appears. An enemy attacks. It sounds the alarm. It triggers fight or flight. But today, there are no more tigers in the forest, only someone's words online, a joke that hits the wrong nerve, a disrespectful glance, and your amygdala still reacts as if you are facing death. You get angry, you lose your calm, you act as though the whole world is against you, but the truth is, your ego is too fragile. Meanwhile, Stoicism teaches one simple thing. It is not the things themselves that disturb us, but the way we think about them. Epictetus, the world is not chaotic. Your mind is. You think, if people were kinder, I would be at peace. If life were less stressful, I would be happier. If others stopped provoking me, I would have better control. But that is the illusion of the weak. A stoic warrior does not pray for an easy road. They pray for stronger shoulders to carry the hard one. You cannot control the world. You cannot make others behave the way you want. You cannot force life to be gentle with you, but you can always control your mind. And that is the ultimate power. Marcus Aurelius wrote, if something external causes you pain, it is not the thing itself that troubles you, but your judgment about it. And you can erase that judgment at any moment. You have let others dictate your emotions for too long. It is time to take back command. Listen, calmness does not mean you have no emotions. Calmness means you still act correctly, even when the storm rages inside. You cannot eliminate anger completely, but you can train it to obey you, like a warrior taming the beast within. Science calls it neuroplasticity. Your brain changes with what you repeat. The more you practice calmness, the more your brain makes it your default state. The more disciplined your actions become, the less control your emotions have. This is not motivational fluff. This is the truth about how the brain and Stoic philosophy unite. Now I want you to ask yourself, do I really want my life to be controlled by anyone who annoys me? If I do not master my emotions today, who will pay the price? You already know the answer. Not them, not society, but you, your life, your relationships, your future. You are mature enough to realize your anger no longer deserves the power to control you. From this moment on, You are no longer a prisoner of emotion. You are becoming its master. You are entering a rite of transformation, where each rule ahead will not only change your behavior, but your identity. If you feel ready, if your heart whispers, "I have had enough," then keep going. The 8 Stoic rules ahead are the warrior's manual written for you. Rule 1, slow down to take back control. How many times have you reacted too fast and regretted it all day? How many times have you let one comment drag you into anger? People do not stumble over big storms. They fall because of the small stones in their shoes. One rude remark, one negative comment online, one small action that goes against your will, and your whole mind starts to rebel. The moment you lose your temper over something small, you have handed over your control. And the painful truth is this: anyone who knows your weak point can control your emotions like flipping a switch. They say one thing, you explode. They stay silent, you grow anxious. They ignore you, and you collapse. And in all that, who pays the price? You do. The truth is, you do not react out of wisdom. You react out of instinct. You react because your mind has never been trained. Understand this through brain science. Inside your head is the amygdala, the center of your survival response. It evolved to protect you from wild animals and ancient dangers, but today it reacts the same way to a single disrespectful word. So every time you get angry, the amygdala takes over. Reason goes silent. You attack, you fight back, you destroy things just to satisfy a short-lived impulse, and that is why you always regret it afterward. The Stoics knew this thousands of years ago. Epictetus said, "It is not events that make us angry, but the way we interpret them." Anger does not come from the outside world. It comes from your distorted perception inside. Look at modern life. On the street, one accidental bump, and you are ready to fight. At home, one disagreeable sentence and the whole mood turns heavy. Online, one careless comment and you are ready to battle strangers. People act according to who they are, but you are the one allowing their actions to destroy your peace. A true warrior is not easily provoked, because a warrior understands this. Reacting fast is not power. Reacting slowly, that is real power. Slow down just enough for wisdom to show up before your ego takes control. Slow down just enough to think clearly before your words turn into weapons. Slow down just enough to recognize what truly deserves your energy and what is completely meaningless. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Direct your thoughts. No one can touch your mind unless you allow them to." So, what is the warrior's micro action? The next time emotion rises up, follow this ritual. Step 1. Become aware. Silently tell yourself this is anger. Step 2. Pause. At least 3 seconds. Step 3. Ask yourself, if I react right now, am I really winning or am I just losing to myself? Step 4. Choose a wise response, not an instinctive one. You do not have to stay completely silent. You just need to slow down enough for reason to return to the driver's seat. You can practice this in your next conversation, your next message, your next teasing comment. Every time you do it, even once, you have already won an important battle. You are rebuilding your self-respect and discipline through one small but powerful act. Here is something most people never realize. The weak explode the moment they are touched. The strong remain silent until they choose to respond. One reacts because they are provoked. The other reacts because they have decided to. Those are two completely different leagues. Look back at your life. How many times has anger made you say the wrong thing? How many times has impatience ruined a valuable relationship? How many times has a single moment of lost calm cost you an entire day? Let every reaction come from the person you want to become, not from a passing emotion. And this is your new identity. You are no longer someone others can control with a push of a button. You no longer get angry over little things. You no longer let your mind be dragged into other people's chaos. You choose calmness. Like a warrior standing in the middle of a storm, you own every single moment of yourself. Write this down to carve it into your mind. I control my reactions. I cannot be shaken. Rule 2. Cut off unrealistic expectations. You're not angry because others are wrong. You are angry because they do not act the way you expect them to. You create expectations then become angry at those very expectations. Meanwhile, the other person often has no idea what battle you are fighting inside. We expect things like others should understand us without us saying a word. Our partner should think the way we do. Friends should treat us the way we treat them. Strangers should always be polite and kind. Life should go exactly according to our plan. But the truth is this: every person carries a different story, a different wound, a different perspective. No one was born to play the role you wrote for them in your head. You get angry at your mother because her words are harsh. You get angry at your coworker because they did not help at the right time. You get angry at your partner because they did not read your emotions. You get angry at a random customer because they were disrespectful. You expect the world to always be fair, kind, and proper, but the world never promised you that. The higher your expectations, the greater your disappointment, and disappointment is the fuel that feeds anger. Seneca said thousands of years ago, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." You draw a perfect world in your mind, then blame life when it does not match your fantasy. Your anger does not explode because of the event. It explodes because the gap between your expectation and reality is too wide. The more you think they should have done this, the more you open the door for anger to enter. Your boss should respect you more. Your partner should understand your feelings. Your friends should show up when you need them. Your children should obey every time. Drivers should be courteous. Society should be fair. But life does not operate on should. It operates on human nature. Those ruled by expectations will always live in frustration and anger. But the Stoics understand this. You can only control how you react, not how others live. Epictetus said, "Your happiness depends on what you can control." So what can you control? Your thoughts, your reactions, your boundaries, your discipline. And what can you not control? Other people's thoughts, their decisions, their kindness, their approval. So why chain your emotions to things beyond your reach? Here's the silly truth we all live through. Someone unimportant can ruin your very important day. That is not their power. That is the weakness of your expectations. You expected them to be kind. They were not. You got angry. But if you had no expectation, you would not be hurt. You would observe, accept, and move on. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself every morning, "Today I will meet people who are selfish, arrogant, and ungrateful, but they are that way because they do not understand what is good." He did not expect them to be perfect. He prepared his mind for the reality of human nature. That is how a warrior starts the day. No expectations, no disappointments. Modern life creates endless traps of expectation. Social media makes you believe everyone is happy, so you should be too. Others post success, so you feel behind. You expect everything to come as quickly as a tap on a screen. But building a meaningful life has never been quick. You feel disappointed in others because you are really disappointed in yourself. You think, if everyone just did what I want, I would be at peace. But that is the dream of the immature. Choose the maturity of a warrior. Replace "why are they like that?" with "how will I respond?" The micro action is simple. From today on, whenever someone behaves differently from what you expect, pause and ask yourself, am I angry at them or at my own unmet expectation? Just that one question can stop countless pointless moments of anger. And if you want true freedom, you must cut off the expectations that chain you. No one is obligated to make you happy. No one is required to act the way you want. No one is responsible for carrying your emotions. You want peace? Then take your hands off other people's throats. Stop choking them with the word should. People will still be selfish, impatient, careless, even foolish, but you will no longer lose your calm because of it. You will become untouchable by the world's imperfections. That is the level of mental discipline. That is the power of Stoicism. Write your new declaration. I do not hold unrealistic expectations of others. I focus only on controlling myself. And when you do that, you join the rare 1% who see the world as it really is and walk through it unshaken by disappointment or anger. Let your peace depend on no one. Do not hand your emotions to anyone else. You are the sole owner of your inner calm. To carve this truth deep into your subconscious, write it down. I release expectations. I keep my peace. Rule 3. Accept everyone's role. One of the biggest reasons you feel angry or upset is not because someone has done something terrible to you, but because you believe they should have known better. You tell yourself, they should understand me. They cannot behave like that. They should know what is right. They are my family. They should care about me. But the harsh reality is this: you are demanding that others have the same level of awareness, maturity, and kindness as the ideal version of yourself inside your head. You are expecting them to be perfect shadows of standards even you do not always meet. Someone says something tactless when you get angry. Someone fails to understand your emotions. You feel betrayed. Someone forgets something important. You call them heartless. But if you stop and think with a calm mind, you will realize they are not trying to hurt you. They're simply being themselves, acting from their own beliefs, experiences, and wounds. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Every person acts according to what they know. If they knew better, they would do better." People who shout are not strong. They simply cannot control their own emotions. Selfish people are not trying to hurt you. They just have never learned how to love anyone beyond themselves. People who seem indifferent are not saying you do not matter. They are fighting battles you cannot see. That rude person on the street is not challenging you. They are carrying pressures you do not understand. If you do not know their story, do not punish them with your anger. You cannot demand that a child live like an adult. You cannot demand that someone who has never been loved know how to love you the way you deserve. You cannot require someone who was never taught responsibility to live responsibly in the way you want. See this clearly. Every person who enters your life arrives in a certain role, and not everyone is there to bring you something good. Some teach you gratitude. Some teach you disappointment. Some teach you how to fight. Some teach you how to let go. Not everyone should stay with you for long. Not everyone deserves your heart. And not everyone is capable of loving you the way you deserve. But it is madness to be angry at people just because they do not play the part in the script you wrote for them. Life did not hand you the director's chair for the world. You can only direct yourself. When you demand that others change to serve your emotions, you turn yourself into a victim of endless disappointment. When you understand them, anger disappears. When you accept them, peace appears. Acceptance does not mean you excuse bad behavior. Acceptance means you see their nature clearly and decide their place in your life. Closer or farther, stay to leave, lift up or let go. Acceptance is calmly telling yourself, they are like that, I understand, I do not need to be angry anymore. Remember this, anyone who cannot control themselves does not deserve control over your mind. Your micro action right now. Think of one person who is frustrating or disappointing you. Say silently, I accept their role. I am not angry anymore. You will feel a release as light as taking a stone off your heart. You will stop trying to fix them. You will stop waiting for them to change. You will stop forcing yourself to be hurt again. That is the moment of inner transformation. That is the moment you rise above. That is the moment you move into the level of a leader, not someone who is dragged along, because anger belongs to the ego. Acceptance is the act of maturity. Modern life makes this harder. Social media slams egos together every second. Everyone feels entitled to judge anyone. Everyone thinks they are right. Everyone wants others to do things their way. But the wise look deeper. You may not agree with them, but you can understand why they are the way they are. The truth is, you do not need to win every argument. You only need to win yourself. Do not give anyone the power to destroy your peace. When you accept each person's role, anger finds nothing to cling to. It fades when you stop fighting for what is meaningless. You become unshakable, not because you are cold, but because you understand life. Write this down to remember it every day. I accept who they are. I choose peace for myself. Rule 4, take back control of your attention. Do you know what controls your emotions the most? Not other people, not circumstances. It is where you place your attention. Your attention is your most valuable asset. It is where your energy, emotions, focus, and beliefs flow. And wherever that flow goes the most, that place will decide your life. If you focus on the negative, you will feel anger. If you focus on what you do not have, you will feel disappointment. If you focus on drama and judgment, you will see a world full of foolishness. But if you focus on what is worth building, you will grow stronger. If you pay attention to what you can control, you will be at peace. If you pour your attention into your goals, you will move forward, even while storms rage around you. Marcus Aurelius warned, "The mind will be shaped by what it repeats." Whatever you give your attention to, you are training yourself to become. Face this reality. This era is overflowing with things that want to steal your attention. Phone notifications, negative headlines, social media packed with arguments, videos designed to trap you in an endless loop, comments from strangers that make you furious. You did not wake up to do those things, but you let them control your emotions all day. You get angry at someone you have never met in real life because of a foolish comment online. You get irritated because of a clickbait headline. You feel angry because someone posted a life that looks rosier than yours. And here's the ridiculous part. Those things do not deserve a place in your mind at all. You're angry about things unrelated to your life. You are sad about things you cannot control. You stab yourself with toxic information. Meanwhile, the Stoic philosophers repeated this truth. If you want peace, guard your mind as you would defend a fortress. Seneca said, "Nothing makes us more miserable than abandoning our minds to chance." When you do not control your attention will betray you and turn ordinary. Noise into weapons against you. People who anger easily share one trait: they care too much about what is not worth caring about. Your mind is strategic territory. Imagine letting an enemy raid that land every day while you put up no defense. What is that enemy? Junk information, pointless drama, attacks that are not even aimed at you, opinions that even the speaker does not believe. Do not give anyone access to your mind if they do not deserve it. Today, ask yourself one question. Who is steering my mind right now? A loved one or a bored stranger on the internet? Your goals or an app's algorithm? The values you believe in or the passing emotions of the crowd? Peace has not disappeared. You just keep turning your back on it to chase the noise. So how do you take back control? The micro action is simple and more effective than any advice in a book. Step 1, turn off all unnecessary notifications. Step 2, every morning before you touch your phone, give yourself 10 minutes. Step 3, whenever something online makes you angry, pause and ask, does this make me a better person? If the answer is no, leave immediately. You do not need to join every fight. You only need to choose the battles that make you stronger. There are things you must see in order to wake up, but there are millions of things you do not need to know in order to be at peace. Set a rule for yourself. If it does not help me move forward, I will not give it my attention. That is the mantra that keeps you calm in a chaotic world. And most importantly, let your mind focus on what you can act on. Let your attention point toward what creates real value. Let every minute you live build a stronger version of you. Because in the end, where your energy goes, your life follows. When you control where your mind points, no one can make you angry with meaningless things. You will no longer react by instinct. You will choose to respond with strength. That is the level of a Stoic. That is the foundation of an unshakable mind. Write this down to carve it into your mind each day. I control what I give attention to. I choose peace. Rule 5, transform anger into power. Look yourself straight in the eye. You are not angry because you were attacked. You are angry because you feel weak somewhere inside. Anger does not rise from strength. It erupts from wounds that have not been healed. You feel irritated not because others are better than you. You feel irritated because deep down you suspect you could do better, but you have not done it yet. Anger is born from the feeling of powerlessness. You cannot control other people. You cannot force life to go exactly your way. You cannot get what you want at the exact moment you want it. So what do? You vent, you explode, you smash things on the outside to hide the chaos on the inside. But does that anger make you stronger, or does it only push people away and make you feel worse about yourself? Seneca said something worth carving into a wall. Anger is a brief madness. You are not truly yourself when you are angry. You become the most distorted version of you. Here is what matters most. Anger is not your enemy. Anger is raw energy. If you learn how to transform it, it will take you to the strongest version of yourself. anger is a signal that says something needs to change, some standard is being violated, some boundary is being crossed. Anger is fuel, but only the wise know how to burn it the right way. If you pour it into venting, you destroy. If you pour it into action, you create. You have two clear choices. One, be a victim of anger, dragged wherever it wants to go. Two, be the master of anger and turn that fierce energy into the results you want. The difference between those two paths is greatness versus self-destruction. Look at the world's elite athletes. Look at those who climbed from the bottom to the top. They carried deep anger inside. They were dismissed. They were doubted. They were underestimated. But they did not dump their anger on people. They dumped it into the gym. They turned it into discipline and achievement. Marcus Aurelius said, "What stands in the way is not the obstacle. The obstacle is the way." Is anger standing in your way? Then walk straight through it and turn it into the force that breaks you forward. Ask yourself, what is this anger trying to tell me? What in my life needs to change? Am I wasting this energy on a meaningless fight? Many people fall into this trap. They use anger to attack a person instead of using it to attack their own procrastination and inner weakness. Anger is raw energy. Discipline is the craft that forges it into strength. Here's the truth. People do not lose their temper over what truly matters. They lose their temper over the smallest things because they do not aim their energy at what has value, because they do not know what they are here to do. If you are carrying a lot of anger, it might be a sign that you are being called to a stronger life. When energy is directed the right way, anger becomes will, passion, breakthrough, the DNA of a warrior, micro-action for the warrior. When you feel yourself about to explode, do not react with words, react with disciplined action immediately. Push-ups, run, write down your goals, clean your space, focus on creating value, anything that turns chaotic energy into energy with a direction. Build this habit. Every time you feel angry, perform one action that makes you stronger. Repeat it 10 times. You have begun to reprogram your brain. One day, you will thank the people who made you angry because they are the reason you stood up and became something they could never imagine. You must decide, will anger break you or build you? Do not let a momentary emotion destroy future greatness. Turn anger into a sharp weapon in your hand instead of becoming a victim of yourself. Write this to officially step into a new level. I transform anger into power. Rule 6. Schedule your emotions. Have you ever felt your emotions explode at any moment like a grenade with no safety pin? One small sentence can light the fuse. An unanswered message throws you into turmoil. A trivial issue makes you lose your calm. That is because you let emotions appear whenever they want, and you let them control your actions the way they want. You live like a flame no one can predict. You can be fine, then suddenly irritable. You can be joyful, then in seconds become someone else. Here is the disaster. Emotional blow-ups arrive at the worst possible time, in the middle of an important meeting, in an argument with someone you love, while driving on a crowded road, while talking to your child who needs your patience. Emotions do not keep a schedule, and because they have no schedule, they often destroy what's going well. Seneca said a line as sharp as a blade: "To delay anger is to kill it." Emotions are waves. They rise and fall in cycles. An angry wave, if you do not feed it with immediate action, will die out in a few minutes. But what do most people do? An emotion appears, they react instantly. Words fly out before thoughts have formed. Impulsive actions create future regret. You are not the only one who goes through this, but you need to be the one who escapes it. And science has a name for the method: delay response. Delay your reaction. It is how reason has time to return, seize control back from the amygdala, and bring you to a clear state. Or if you have ever said, "I wish I had been calmer in that moment," the answer is right here. You cannot eliminate emotions, but you can decide when to face them. Stoic advice: when emotions surge, move the conversation with yourself to a later time. Imagine this: someone insults you. You want to fire back immediately, but you stop and you tell yourself, "I will review this in 10 minutes. What do you do during those 10 minutes? You breathe deeply, you take a few steps, you leave the tense place if you can. You observe the feeling in your chest without judgment. Then something remarkable happens. In many cases, the emotion drops by half, if not disappears altogether. Suddenly, you realize the impulsive reaction you almost chose is not worth your attention anymore. You just saved yourself from a fight, a relationship stayed unharmed, a night of tossing and turning never happened. An apology does not need to be spoken later. Ask yourself, how many times has my life become harder just because I reacted too fast in 1 weak minute? Maturity is not the absence of anger. Maturity is the ability to schedule your emotions. It sounds strange, but it is extremely effective. If you feel stressed, tell yourself, I will allow myself to think about this at 8 o'clock tonight, or I will process this feeling tomorrow morning. When you do that, you turn emotion into something managed, not a boss in charge. Strength is not in suppressing emotion. Strength is in deciding when it may appear and when it must pass. Emotion is not a command. It is a signal. You are the one who decides what to do next. Modern life pushes every reaction to be immediate. Messages must be answered now. Disagreements must be fixed now. Wounds must be counterattacked now. That rush creates a generation that is constantly tense, constantly irritable, constantly angry without knowing why. The Stoic warrior trains a personal rhythm. They do not let the world yank them around by their feelings. If someone upsets you, leave the battlefield in that moment. Do not react, do not argue, do not strike back. Just move the conversation to a later time, because you know this. If they are worth talking to, they are worth hearing from the calmest version of you. Micro action right now. Set a rule for yourself. When emotion surges, I will delay my reaction for at least 10 minutes. Just 10 minutes. But those 10 minutes can save your entire day and sometimes save an entire relationship. If you practice this long enough, you will notice a powerful truth. Calm is also a habit. Discipline is also a skill. Stillness is also a choice. Others may not understand why you are silent, but they will soon see your silence is not weakness, it is self-mastery. To remember this in every situation, write and declare, I decide the timing of my emotions, I master my reactions. Rule 7, leave the battleground of the weak. There is an uncomfortable truth few dare to admit. Sometimes you fight not because it matters, but because you are afraid people will think you are weak. So you must argue, so you must prove you are right, so you must have the last word, so you must win, even if it is only a meaningless debate. But what do you gain after each victory like that? A little hollow pride, a few seconds of satisfaction, and a lot of fatigue, stress, and regret that lasts for hours, even years. You must ask yourself, am I fighting for what matters, or because my ego has been scratched? Modern life turns people into exhausted warriors, fighting all the time, everywhere. Fighting with co-workers over small misunderstandings, fighting with loved ones over different opinions, fighting with strangers over a few words on a screen. Worst of all, you are playing the weak person's game, fighting only to defend the ego. Epictetus said, if you want to make progress, be willing to be thought foolish. What do the weak do? They dive into every fight to prove themselves. The strong walk away to protect their wisdom and peace. The weak want to be right. The strong want to be at peace. The weak want to win over others. The strong want to keep going far. The weak see fighting as the purpose. The strong see fighting as a choice. To have that choice, you must see this truth. Not every battle is worth joining. There are arguments you can win and still lose because you lose your peace, you lose others' respect, and worst of all, you lose respect for yourself. There are debates where you are right and still wrong because the way you were right destroyed the relationship. Who do you want to be? A beast that rages at any noise, or a warrior who draws the sword only when necessary? Marcus Aurelius wrote, when someone harms you, consider this at once. They act as they do because they believe it is good. No one does wrong on purpose because they know it is wrong. You rage at someone because they do not understand you, but do you truly understand them? Do you know where they come from and what they have lived through? Do you know the fear or the wounds that drive their words and actions? Everyone is fighting a battle you cannot see. The Stoic always chooses a worthy battleground. What about you? Are you wasting energy on the trivial? Social media is the ego's battlefield. Everyone wants to be right. Everyone wants approval. Everyone wants praise. and wants to avoid criticism. But if you are a real warrior, you must dare to declare, "I do not need to prove anything." Proof is for those who still doubt themselves. Watch people who argue constantly. They keep losing the war against their own emotions. They win a line of dialogue, but lose a piece of peace. When you walk away, they think you were afraid. The truth is, you are more mature. You do not stop because you are weak. You stop because you are too strong to waste time on the meaningless. Look at true leaders, the winners in real life. They do not spend precious minutes trading insults with the unworthy. They choose battlefields where the reward matches the effort. Micro action for you right now. Make a list of the fights you will refuse to join. I do not argue when the other person wants to win, not to understand. I do not respond when those words do not touch my value. I do not waste emotion on people who do not matter. You will notice a powerful shift in your life. The troublemakers will lose interest. Good relationships will become calmer. Your mind will have space for bigger thoughts. Never forget, a warrior does not go to war to prove he is brave. He goes to war only when it matters. Ask yourself whenever emotion drags you into a fight, will this battle make me stronger? If the answer is no, turn away with the posture of a master. Not everyone who leaves is a loser. Sometimes leaving is the greatest victory. Others may think you are soft because you were silent, but you know you are protecting your mind from needless exhaustion. You cannot control every word, but you can always control where your heart points. If you want a life without constant anger and chaos, start by choosing where you place your presence. Write this down to close the door on pointless battles. I only fight for what is worthy. Let the small things go. Rule 8. Live by values, not by feelings. Have you ever wondered, why are there days you feel powerful and other days you cannot even pull yourself out of bed? Why can you stay calm as a mountain, then a few hours later get swept away by something small? Why do you feel confident one moment, then useless and defeated the next? It is because you are living by feelings, not by values. Feelings are like the weather, sunny, then rainy, unstable, unreliable, not something you can build a life on. Today you are happy, so you work. Tomorrow you are sad, so you quit. When confident, you move forward. When afraid, you step back. A life controlled by emotion will sway like a leaf in the wind. No clear direction, no principles, no purpose. A person driven by emotions will always be a victim of circumstances. Stoicism teaches something very clear. You must live by values, not by passing feelings. Epictetus said, "First decide who you are, then act accordingly." If you decide you are a calm person, do not let anger decide your behavior. If you decide you are disciplined, do not let laziness have the last word. If you decide you are strong, do not let fear steer your steps. Values are a compass. They tell you what to do even when a storm is raging inside. Look at the moments you regret most in life. Do they not come from times you acted on feelings? You said what should not have been said. You missed what should not have been missed. You did what you knew was not the real you. You acted like a different person because a temporary emotion grabbed the wheel. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "What we do every day defines us. Make sure your actions fit your calling." Feelings are not identity. They are brief signals from your body and brain. Identity comes from repeated actions based on the values you choose. If you act by feelings, you live as, "Who I am depends on how I feel today." If you act by values, you live as, "Today I will keep becoming the person I choose to be." That is the Stoic level. Do the right thing even when you do not feel like it. Keep promises to yourself regardless of emotional swings. You do not need to wait for inspiration to do what matters. The weak wait for permission from feelings. The strong act first and feelings follow. So what are your most important values? Calmness, discipline, responsibility, integrity, gratitude, growth. Write down your 3 core values. If that feels hard, think about the person you want to become. What values does that person live by? How does that person respond to insult? How does that person face procrastination? How does that person keep promises to themselves? Micro action right now. Write 3 sentences that begin with, "I am the kind of person who," for example, "I am the kind of person who keeps calm. I am the kind of person who acts with discipline. I am the kind of person who chooses what is right over what is easy. Then whenever emotions surge and try to pull you backward, ask yourself, what action fits the person I want to become? If the answer is no, you know what to do. When you live by values, others may try to provoke you, but they will fail because emotion is no longer your operating system. You are no longer driven by emotion. You drive emotion with your own standards. There is no enemy more dangerous than bad feelings, steering behavior. There is no victory greater than doing the right thing without needing to feel like it first. Then anger does not disappear, but it cannot touch your actions. Frustration does not disappear, but it cannot overthrow your calm. You become someone who lives by principles, not by reflexes. You are no longer a victim of emotions. You become the architect of your identity. Write this down as your personal oath. I act by values, not by feelings. The warrior identity ritual. Pause for 1 second. Take a deep breath. Look back at the entire journey you have just walked through. And you have understood where your anger comes from. You have learned to control your reactions. You have cut off unrealistic expectations of others. You have accepted people's true nature. You have reclaimed control of your attention. You have learned how to transform anger into strength. You have learned to delay reactions to protect what truly matters. And you have chosen to live by values, not by feelings. All of that is more than skill. It is a declaration that you are no longer the person you used to be. The old you reacted by instinct. The new you responds with wisdom. The old you was led by emotion. The new you leads emotion to serve your life. The old you was easily provoked by small things. The new you acts only for what is worthy. You are no longer the puppet of someone else's words. You are no longer chasing meaningless drama. You are no longer losing your calm just because the world does not move your way. You have upgraded. You have crossed the threshold of mental maturity. You have reached a state that most people never touch. They fight to win over others. You fight to become the right kind of person. They want to prove they are strong. You stay silent and let discipline speak for you. They see peace as a reward. You turn peace into a standard of living. From this day on, the world may remain chaotic. People may continue to act recklessly, but your mind stands like a fortress that cannot be broken. When someone says something hurtful, you will not shatter. When someone treats you poorly, you will not lose your value. When someone tries to drag you into conflict, you will stand still like a mountain. Because you have discovered the greatest power a human being can possess, the power to master yourself. No insult can defeat you. No look of contempt can define you. No anger can ever control you again. You have become the one holding the sword within. You guide your actions with reason. You expand your limits through discipline. You radiate a calm that makes others adjust themselves in your presence. This is not just a video meant to make you feel better for a few minutes. This is a ritual that invites you to a completely different level of living. You are part of the 1% who dare to do the hardest thing of all, to conquer yourself. And the moment you win that battle, no one out there can ever defeat you. Say this to yourself, clearly, slowly, and with deep respect. I am the master of my mind. I cannot be shaken. I am a warrior of peace. Your new identity has now been forged, not through fancy words, but through a powerful decision deep within. You will live differently from this moment on. Solidifying the warrior identity, you have reached the end of this journey, not because it was easy, but because you were strong enough to stay until the very last moment. Most people quit after the first few lines. The weak spend their time justifying their impulsive emotions. The impatient chase instant comfort. The undisciplined only listen to what makes them feel good. But you are different. You are here. You have listened to all 8 demanding rules. You have faced your anger instead of running from it. You have chosen maturity over momentary satisfaction. That proves one truth. You no longer want to live like everyone else. You want to live like a true warrior, a person who leads their inner world in the right direction, a person who acts by values, not by instinct, a person who sees their future clearly and walks toward it. And since you have come this far, I have one invitation for you. Strengthen this new identity with immediate action. Step 1. Write your declaration in the comments below. It is not just a comment, it is a turning point. It is a message to your future self saying, I have chosen the path of strength. You can write, I am the master of my mind, or I do not let anger control my life, or the shortest yet strongest, I cannot be shaken. let that statement appear publicly. Let it be proof that you are turning thought into action. Step 2, share this video with someone you know who is also fighting their emotions. You cannot fight their battle for them, but you can hand them the same weapon you have just earned. Step 3, do not let the journey end here. If you want to keep training your warrior mind every day, subscribe to the channel, because more training sessions await, deeper, higher, and stronger. Each video will push you one step closer to mastery. The world out there may still test your patience, people around you may still make mistakes, life may still throw greater challenges your way. But now you have a foundation that will not crumble. 8 rules to master yourself. A warrior identity that has been forged. A calm mind standing firm in the storm. Remember this: change does not happen in one day. It happens in every small decision you make when anger appears. Today, you made the right decision. Tomorrow, do it again. And one day, you will look back and realize that the anger that once ruled you has quietly disappeared. You do not change the world to find peace. You change yourself, and peace will appear. From this moment forward, you are no longer just a viewer of a Stoic video. You are a Stoic warrior, stepping into a new life.